The rain hammered against the glass windows of the upscale restaurant like 1,000 desperate fingers trying to get in. Inside, beneath the warm glow of crystal chandeliers, Sarah Mitchell sat alone at a corner table, her worn coat draped over the back of her chair like a flag of surrender. She had been waiting for 45 minutes, checking her phone every 30 seconds, watching the entrance with hope that slowly crumbled into humiliation. The blind date her sister had arranged, her first attempt at moving forward after 3 years of widowhood, had stood her up. The waiter's pitying glances felt like needles. Sarah's eyes stung with tears she refused to shed in public. She was a 34-year-old single mother who worked double shifts at a grocery store, and tonight, dressed in her only good dress, she had dared to believe that maybe, just maybe, she deserved something beautiful again. If this story touches your heart, please hit that like button, drop a comment below sharing your thoughts, and subscribe to Kindness Pulse for more inspiring stories that remind us of the beauty in humanity. Your support means the world. Sarah reached for her purse, blinking back tears, when a small voice pierced through her misery like a beam of light through storm clouds. "Excuse me, miss. Are you eating alone?" Sarah looked up to see a little girl, no more than 7 years old, standing beside her table. The child had golden curls that cascaded past her shoulders, eyes the color of honey, and wore a navy blue dress with white ribbons. Behind her, several feet away, stood a tall man in an impeccably tailored suit, his face carved with the kind of exhaustion that comes from carrying the weight of the world. The little girl's eyes sparkled with innocent curiosity, and something about her presence made Sarah's breath catch in her throat. Yes, I am," Sarah managed, her voice cracking slightly. She forced a smile. "My friend couldn't make it." The little girl tilted her head, studying Sarah with an intensity that seemed far beyond her years. "You look sad," she said matter-of-factly. "My mommy used to look sad sometimes too before she went to heaven." The words hung in the air between them, heavy with shared grief. Sarah's heart clenched. "I'm sorry about your mommy, sweetheart," she whispered. The girl nodded solemnly, then suddenly her face brightened. "You know what? You look like her. You have the same kind eyes." She turned and called out, "Daddy, Daddy, come here." The man in the suit approached, and Sarah could see the weariness in every line of his face. He was handsome in that chiseled corporate way. Sharp jawline, dark hair with touches of gray at the temples, eyes that had seen too much loss. "Emma, we talked about not bothering strangers," he said gently. But his daughter was undeterred. "But Daddy, look at her. She has Mommy's smile. And she's eating alone, and we're eating alone, and—" Emma grabbed her father's hand and then reached for Sarah's with her other small hand. "Can she eat with us, please? It's almost Christmas, and Mommy always said Christmas is about not letting anyone be alone." The man, Marcus Chen, CEO of Chen Technologies, looked mortified. "I'm so sorry," he said, his voice deep and apologetic. "My daughter has a very big heart and absolutely no sense of social boundaries." But Sarah saw something flicker in his eyes when he looked at her. Recognition, perhaps, or maybe just the mirror of his own loneliness. "It's okay," Sarah heard herself say. "Actually, I'd love some company." Emma squealed with delight, and before either adult could reconsider, the little girl was pulling Sarah toward their table by the window. What began as an awkward arrangement born of a child's compassion transformed into something magical. As they shared plates of pasta and warm bread, stories spilled out between them. Marcus spoke about losing his wife to cancer 2 years prior, how he had thrown himself into work trying to build an empire while his daughter was raised by nannies. Sarah shared her own story of loss, of her husband's sudden heart attack that left her alone with bills she couldn't pay. She spoke about her 6-year-old son Tyler, who was staying with her mother tonight. Emma listened with rapt attention, occasionally interjecting with childhood wisdom. "My mommy said that people's hearts are like puzzles," Emma announced. "And when someone you love goes away, a piece goes missing. But maybe if you find someone else with a missing piece, the puzzles can help each other." The evening stretched on until the restaurant staff began stacking chairs. When they finally stood to leave, Marcus pulled out his business card and wrote his personal number. "Christmas is about not letting people be alone," he said quietly. "My daughter and I are having a small Christmas Eve dinner next week. Would you and your son like to join us?" Sarah took the card with trembling fingers. "We'd love to," she whispered. Emma hugged Sarah fiercely. "I told Daddy you look like Mommy," she said. "But you know what? You look like you too." And I think that's even better. Christmas Eve arrived wrapped in fresh snow. Tyler and Emma became instant friends, building a snowman while the adults prepared dinner together. They didn't talk about the future or make promises they couldn't keep. Instead, they shared the comfortable silence of people who had survived similar storms. The dinner table came alive with children's laughter and spilled juice and the messy, imperfect beauty of people learning to live again. Before we end, if you've been moved by this story, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to Kindness Pulse. Your engagement helps these stories reach more hearts. Months later, Sarah framed that business card Marcus had given her. Emma had been right about the puzzles. Not that Sarah and Marcus completed each other, but that their missing pieces had taught them how to be whole on their own. The story that began with a humiliating blind date and an empty chair became a testament to an eternal truth. Sometimes the life we're meant to live begins exactly when we stop trying to force it, and the family we're meant to find comes not through perfect planning, but through the innocent wisdom of a child who simply saw someone sitting alone and decided that loneliness on a cold December night was something no one should have to bear. In the end, it wasn't Marcus who saved Sarah, or Sarah who saved Marcus. It was little Emma, with her mother's memory in her heart, and her refusal to let another person feel the isolation she and her father had endured. And perhaps that's the greatest gift any of us can give, to see someone drowning in their own sorrow and throw them not a lifeline, but an invitation to dinner.